Today I'll be sharing easiest grants to apply for and some of the tools that I use to apply for grants on a monthly and weekly basis. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Rinde from AskRinde. Welcome. Please subscribe to the #1 community for real estate, income, grants, and credit. So what makes a grant easy to apply for? Well, it's simple. It's one that you're prepared for. And being prepared for grants covers several factors, including location. Are you in the right location? Also, requirements. Do you actually meet the grant requirements? Many times grants have requirements, and you need to make sure that you review those requirements before applying for the grant. If you review the requirements and you actually meet them, you can actually apply for the grant. Also, what is your grant narrative? Do you actually have a problem statement? Do you know how to properly convey your business's vision as well as mission in order to actually get yourself in position so that you can actually get the grant? So you need to have your grant narrative down pat in order to actually convey and convince them in order to give you the grant. So one of the easiest grants to apply for is a Small Business Growth Fund grant. So they're currently in their third round, and this grant is actually being administered by Hello Alice. And it's pretty straightforward with this grant. They're actually looking for the ideal candidate that actually has a business with a drive and a passion for their customer base as well as their business. So this is actually very simple. You actually need to just look at this grant criteria and go through the process of answering their questions and simply apply for this grant. Now this is actually $25,000 for entrepreneurs, and there's no restriction on the location, specifically if you're actually located within the US. So to apply for this easy grant, you're simply going to register with Hello Alice's website by actually adding your email and your password. You'll actually have a free account and have the ability to apply for this grant. So that they actually have many funding sources and opportunities that come up on a monthly or cyclical basis that you can actually be well in position to apply for these grants that are administered specifically to this source. Now there are many other programs that administer grant programs such as the NDC and many other grant sources that we have in our resource area on my website, AskRinde.com. So in starting to apply for this grant, you'll actually see that the deadline is actually October 27th. So generally when you're applying for grants, you want to make sure that you first look at the deadline. You want to make sure that you're not past the timeline because grants are time-based in many cases. There are some grants that actually are more open and they actually on a rolling basis. We call those rolling grants or renewable grants. However, many grants actually on a timeline basis. So you need to make sure that as you're going to apply for them, the grant can be easy, but you want to make sure that you're fitting in within the timeline and criteria that they've set. So this grant deadline is actually October 27th, and they're looking for an ideal candidate who actually has a small business with a passion and drive. They want to know that you actually know exactly who you are, who you're looking to reach and serve, and also the impact that you're going to have through your business. They also want to make sure that you're ready to achieve your next big goal and know exactly how to maximize the grant to accomplish it. Now, as I shared, this is $25,000, so it's actually something that can go a long way with a lot of businesses who can actually apply for this. So you're going to start by filling in your first name, your last name. You're going to also add your business phone number, your best phone number where you can actually be reached. Once you get the grant, they want to contact you. Include your gender information. You're also going to include your race. You also have the option to not include that if you choose to. Also, they want to inquire whether or not you actually identify as disabled or not. Also, they want to know if you have any military affiliation. They also want to know your age range. They also want to know your path to business ownership, how you got to where you got. You know, some people start off as a hobby. Some people start off by buying a business or a franchise. Others actually get inspiration and they start the process slowly. They're still working a job, but they're starting their business. And as I shared earlier, they want to know what your current source of funding is. So is that loans? Is that bootstrapping? Is that friends and family? Is that business credit cards? Do you have an angel investor? Are you on a scholarship, putting together a crowd fund? Or have you gotten grants in the past? They want to know. And they also want to know how you're looking to raise money now. What are your primary means of doing that? Is it going to be friends and family? Is it venture capital? Is it with bank loans? Or you're not sure? They actually just want to know where you currently are in that thought process and your plans. Now they want to know about your business. What is your business name and what type of entity do you have? Do you have an LLC, C Corp, S Corp, sole proprietorship, partnership, etc. They also want to know where your business is located, so you're going to include your address there. In addition to that, they actually want to know when you were founded, so you're going to put the years there. Sometimes some grants actually want to know that you've been seasoned in business for a certain amount of time. This grant doesn't necessarily actually particularly pick on that criteria, but they want to know what year your business was founded. They also want to know and have you include your EIN so they know that they're dealing with a legitimate business and not just someone who actually has made up something and have a hobby. They also want to actually include, they want you to include your business website. So this is actually where we start the beginning of where AI comes in. So you've heard me talk a lot about our AI Grants Guide. And our AI Grants Guide has actually been a game changer. I've been in business since 2002, and I can share with you I've gone through the different cycles of business. Before the internet, I was doing mailers for my real estate business, and we're still able to actually build that into $1 million business. And then also, when the internet started to come in place, that was when we really started to introduce our transportation business. But we built that business also without internet. So I can share with you that having gone through different seasons and cycles of business, AI and being in this age and being during this time, AI has really been an eye-opener and a game changer for us because it's made so many other things seamless. When you've gone through the process of building a business and you've bootstrapped it, you've worked it, you've had to seek out the information and claw and bite to be able to get every piece of information to move forward. When you actually have these tools that we've actually included in our AI Grants Guide, it can really go a long way because it can help you with speed. It can also help you with actually the ease of setting things up in a more streamlined fashion. Whereas before it took us months and even in some cases over years to build, you can actually do this with AI within a short period of time. So our AI Grants Guide is actually an extremely valuable tool, and some of the things that I'm highlighting in this video, sharing with you how to make it easy to apply for these grants. We're using tools that we actually have included in our AI Grants Guide and how we've actually been able to assemble AI around our business, integrate it into our business to actually grow our business, our sales, and also scale our business. So not only getting money, getting access to funding, more money, but also marketing the business, growing the business and getting more exposure. So we use AI for everything, from marketing, for developing websites, to helping us with our narrative to convey to the grant sources, to getting video clips that we can actually use to actually include along with the grants. So I'm actually going to be showing you and sharing with you some of the tools that meet these criteria that we use on a weekly basis when we are actually applying for grants. So if you do or if you do not have a business website, it's very simple and easy to create one. As you can see, that's a requirement of this grant body. They actually want to make sure that you actually have a website so that they can actually see what your business is all about. Now you can actually use an AI called UiZard. This is one that we use for our businesses, and it's very simple. You can actually create apps as well as websites within a very short period of time using this AI. All you actually have to do is sign up for them, log in, and start the process of actually creating a website for yourself. They're going to make it seamless and easy because you actually have templates to choose from, and you can actually get a quick website up in order to actually use for this grant intake when you're actually submitting for grants. Now in our AI Grants Guide, I actually have a top list of recommended AIs that we actually use, and these are our highlighted AIs that are most useful for not only getting you through the process seamlessly of applying for grants, but we actually use them all the time. So that's where they're actually on my top 10 list, and actually we're going to be growing that list to a top 20 list because there are so many AI tools that are available outside of ChatGPT. And in our top 10 list in our AI Grants Guide, I'm going to include links that you can actually use that will actually give you some discounts and incentives in order to actually use this AI to actually help your business grow and get access to more money. So after you've added your website, you're going to continue to scroll down. You're going to add your Facebook page, your Instagram handle, and also to select what business industry you're in. Next, they actually want to know if you have any certifications. It's a good idea when you're a business to actually get certified with certain designations. You actually definitely want to make sure that if you need that, and depending on the type of business that you have, and there are more opportunities available for you being certified, make sure you actually go out and get those certifications because it's going to go a long way. Next, they actually whether or not you develop or distribute a product. Now, some businesses, as I've always shared here on my channel, business is broken down into two parts: product-based businesses and service-based businesses. If you actually have a product, they want to know what type of product you're distributing. Next, they actually want to know how you distribute your products, and they actually give you choices to choose from, and you can actually select one of those. Now next, this is actually where it comes to where we're going to start to really put down things that we're really going to need to be able to convey. This is where a lot of people get hung up. Most people don't know how to actually, to be honest, sell themselves. They really don't know how to actually convey their business. And I know this from dealing with entrepreneurs from all around the country, those who are in our network, those who have actually courted us and contacted us over the last few years. Many people need help in trying to really put their business together and how to really get themselves in a place where they can actually sell their company. So they actually want to know, how would you describe your business and what are the products and services you offer? Now, it may seem like a simple question, but a lot of people struggle with this and they just really go straight to the point. And sometimes grant intakes really want to see a little bit more. So in this case, they give you 150 words. You can actually do that and include that. If you already have one, then you can actually include that there. However, we actually will be sharing more with you on how you can actually fine tune this and curate this in our VIP resource area, because we actually have a grants planner. So this is something that you can actually use and seeing the key words that we use in order to include, so that you can actually not only convey your business, but also share what you do as far as a product or service. Next, they want to know, including yourself, how many employees. And in this case, they actually don't have a specific criteria on the employee count. There are some grants that actually want to make sure that you meet their employee threshold. They don't want it to just be you. They want you to have at least 2 to 3 employees. But this grant actually does not have that criteria. That's what makes it one of the easiest grants, because they don't restrict you on your employee count. They're open to whoever is going to be applying for it, even if it's just you. Next, they want to know what percentage of your team comes actually from historically underrepresented groups. So that includes, people of color, includes women, military affiliated, disabilities, etc. Next, they actually want to know what is your gross annual revenue from the previous calendar year, and also they want to know what your expected annual revenue is from this calendar year. Next, they actually want to make sure that you highlight and understand that this is very important. Next, they actually want to know whether or not you've been turned down for a business loan within the last 5 years. Next, they actually want to make sure what is your top business goal in the next 5 years, and you want to be clear on conveying what exactly that's going to be. Next, they actually want you to articulate what is your current business outlook. Next, they actually want you to also share what is the biggest obstacle or challenge that your business faces, and you can share there what it is that you're facing as far as your big obstacle. Next, they'd like to know what those obstacles are and challenges within 2 sentences. Next, they actually want to know, in addition to the funding and the money, which one of these resources will be the most helpful for your business. So that actually is something that is helpful, because they don't want to just give you money. They want to see if they can actually add maybe mentorship or access to capital in other forms that may be helpful for your business in order to help you grow. In addition to that, they'd like to know whether or not you need access to designers, marketers, web developers, etc. Next, they'd like to know what your business impact is on the community. They also like to know, in addition to your business proposition, do you do any community work? Are you actually affiliated with any people in the community? What impact you're doing? Next, they'd like to know what your business engages in when it comes to sustainability practices. And next, this is the most important part. Now, they actually highlight this. They want to make sure that they highlight to you, this is very key when it comes to the grant application. They're going to lift this out of here, and they're going to really be highlighting and looking at this. So they actually want to give you the opportunity to connect with them and convey with them what the importance is of this grant to you, and how you will actually use it to impact not only your business, but also your world. And you're going to have 300 words per question in order to convey this. So this is where your grant's narrative comes in. This is where it's important to know how to properly convey your business. So they're asking you key questions such as, how did you become a small business owner? And what is the origin of the story of your business? And also they want you to be as specific as possible. And we have a grants narrative template that we've developed over time. So we're actually able to plug that in here and rinse and repeat throughout the processes of applying for various grants, making it easier as we go along. That's why we're able to actually apply for grants on a monthly basis and also on a weekly basis. We apply for grants every single Monday. So in addition to actually using our grants narrative template, we also use AI, but you need the right prompts. So we've included those prompts actually in our AI grants guide, and we actually have included all the top prompts that we've seen that has worked in order to actually pull the information out of AI in order to actually use in your grant applications. So we're going to use ChatGPT for this one, and we're just really going to basically use one of our prompts in order to pull from ChatGPT and plug and play right into this grant application. And next, they actually want to know, if selected, what are you going to use the grants funds for? This is important. A lot of grant sources want to know what you're going to be using the grants funds for, and you want to make sure that you properly know how you're going to basically use that money. Next, they actually want you to elaborate on what you intend to use the funds for and be specific as possible. So again, you can actually use ChatGPT for this. You just need the right prompts in order to actually include how you're going to be using the funds. And the next, they actually want to know where you're headed, what your vision is, and what the goals are, and how you're going to achieve those goals. They want to actually see how you're going to do that, and you need to actually connect with them in conveying this, because it's going to be key for them deciding to give you the $25,000 grant. Next, they actually want to know how your business will connect with and support your community. And this is actually what we're going to be also using AI for. We're going to be using ChatGPT with the right prompts in order to help us get what we need to plug and play into this grant. And next and final, they actually want to know what makes you proud of your business and what are your biggest accomplishments to date. They want to actually have you convey that. So this is something that you can actually just really state to them what it is that you've done so far, what the impact you've done so far, not only in your business but in your community, and what do you feel, what do you get the most result out of what you've done so far with your business. What is the impact? For some people it's inspirational, they're helping others. Some people it's financial, they met certain financial goals, etc. Just convey that and share with them and genuinely connect with them through this 300 words that you are allotted. So after you're done and completed that, they actually just want to make sure that you don't have any conflict of interest. You can actually click submit and you're on to the races when it comes to applying for this $25,000 in grants. And that's it. That's how easy it is to apply for that $25,000 in grants. Again, through time, it actually becomes easier because you actually get the tools and the resources that you need to rinse and repeat. So it becomes really mechanical. As I shared, with your business, you want to make sure that you're not just looking at business for sales. You want to get every available resource for your business. So you've heard me talk about our AI Grants Guide many times here on my channel. And our AI Grants Guide has actually been a game changer. Not only because it helps synergize and actually help blend AI with your business to make things easier, but it saves you money. It also gives you the prompts that you need in order to properly use these AIs that are free in many cases to actually execute for your business, finding you opportunities, finding you money, finding you access to grants, helping you get grants, helping you fill out the information for the grants, and also getting you to the next level with your business. As I shared earlier in our AI Grants Guide, we actually have my top recommended list of AIs that you can actually use to integrate into your business to start the process of having seamless access to not only funding but also grants and also opportunities in sales, figuring out how to actually grow your business, get marketing, and actually move your business into more sources and into more spaces. So if you'd like to get our AI Grants Guide, make sure you email me at AskRindeNetwork@gmail.com and I'll show you how you can actually get that AI Grants Guide. You know, business is not easy. With business, you need strategy, you need resolve, you need commitment to go through it no matter what the valleys and the seasons of life are. So if you'd like to get the formula for grants and know how to get grants coming into your business as an income stream, knowing how to actually incorporate grants as a part of your process, we actually have a grants masterclass that we have students from all around the country that have joined this masterclass. Recently, we've had 2 people actually get grants, one for $3,000 and another for $50,000. These are people who have never gotten grants previously, and they've gotten grants that can actually be a change for them. One would be considered a micro grant, the other one will be a major grant because it's actually going to completely revitalize their entire business. They actually have a food-based business. And if you'd like us to help you, we can actually help you get grants for your business. We can help you integrate AI into your business. And we can also help you market your business. So you can actually start by simply going to my website at AskRinde.com, clicking on grants, and joining our grants masterclass. That's the beginning. You're going to be starting there, and we're going to actually go through the process and show you how you can actually start to integrate getting more grants coming into your business, also getting AI integrated into your business, and properly marketing and setting up your business. These are all things that you need as a business owner, and we actually have those for you. So we look forward to actually growing with you. You can actually start by going to my website at AskRinde.com, clicking on grants, and getting started today. If you'd like to learn about more grants that are available, make sure you watch our Grants of the Month video next. Also, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. You can also email me anytime. My email address is AskRindeNetwork@gmail.com. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Until next time, thank you so much for watching.